Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, aka Toho Sniper 98. So this is going to be the Whales log for, or going into, the month of February 2022. So, I actually don't think this Whales log is going to be that long, just because I'm not sure if I have that much to talk about. First things first, let's get the obvious out of the way. Shenhe, she was I believe she was the only new character, well, her and Yunjin? Is Yunjin new? I forget. My memory's shot these days. Then again, when isn't it? I'm pretty sure Yunjin is new. I hope so. Because I certainly don't remember. Yeah, Yunjin should be with Shenhe, I remember now. Just because their story quest, to the Archon quest you have to do in order to rebuild the Jade Chamber, involves both of them. So yeah, they have to be new. They had to have come together. So yeah, Shenhe and Yunjin. So let's go over Yunjin. Sorry, not Yunjin. This isn't Yunjin. Weird looking Yunjin I got here. Am I right? Let's go over Shenhe first. As you can see, level 90, as you might have come to expect. Let's see, 21k HP, 22k HP, something like that. 3.3k attack rating. 65% crit rate, 130% crit damage. So more or less, you know, the nice old 1 to 2 ratio there. 126.6% energy recharge. No cryo damage bonus because I have her. She has a attack bonus cup, as we'll get into later when I go over her artifacts. Level 90 Calamity Queller. Naturally at only R1. That's fine. Now, her artifacts. The most interesting part, the part most people care about the most. Two-piece Shimano, two-piece Gladiator. I decided to settle for a sort of a hybrid mix between her being able to support Ganyu in most cases, but whoever other cryo character I decided to run with her in case I don't feel like running Ganyu Shenhe for whatever reason. And a mix between support and just, you know, her being able to do her own damage. So yeah, which is part of the reason why she even has crit stats to begin with, because otherwise, if I didn't care about Shenhe's own damage, I wouldn't bother giving her a crit rate circlet at all. I just give her an attack percent circlet and call it a day. But I decided not to. I decided to go for like a hybrid build on her, and I think it's working out pretty well. So individually, let's take a look at her artifacts. Double crit, attack percent cup, like I said. Gladiator, attack percent cup, double crit. Crit damage, crit rate. I think this one rolled really well. I think this is a 4-line start. Obviously, it's unfortunate it rolled once into HP percent, but that's fine. It's still a really good cup as is. Her timepiece is by far her weakest piece. I mean, you can see for yourself how shitty those substats are. Literally, the only two relevant ones are crit rate and energy recharge. Honestly, this piece isn't that bad to begin with, just because it has energy recharge, because Shenhe desperately needs energy recharge, because I think she doesn't get any from her Ascension stats, right? I think her Ascension stat is like... I actually don't know what her Ascension stat is. Is it just straight up attack percent? It might actually just be attack percent, which wouldn't surprise me. But in any case, Shenhe has an 80 cost ult, and she can't generate her own particles very well, especially if she's not at C1. So if she's at C0, you're gonna have some issues with her trying to generate energy. Unless you don't care to use her ult, and that's fine, I guess. You don't need to worry about that. But if you do, she really needs some energy recharge. And so, yeah, her having 10% energy recharge on here is what kind of redeems this piece to begin with. So at least that's good. But yeah, I would like to give her a better timepiece. Preferably one that has both crit rate, energy recharge, and crit damage. I think I have a couple of attack percent Gladiator timepieces here that I could try out and level up, like these ones, for example. Unfortunately, neither of these are double crit. This one's obviously bad. Neither of these are double crit. So the least I can do is either hope for like the other crit stat, like this one crit rate and this one crit damage, or better yet, in fact, I would prefer if they rolled energy recharge. And I'm gonna see how lucky the rolls are on these two. But yeah, ideally, I look for an attack percent, a perfect attack percent timepiece, one that has double crit preferably, and energy recharge on there. So yeah, definitely could get her timepiece better, but we'll see how long it takes me to do that. Now, onto her Shimenawa pieces. This one is double crit with Elemental Mastery. Naturally, of course, I would have liked at least the Elemental Master, better yet the flat HP to be, energy recharge. That would be ideal, but as is, it's not bad. Very good, in fact. Her flower is also double crit with the attack percent timepiece, or not timepiece, attack percent substat. I think this one rolled twice, had to have, and then twice there, and then twice into crit damage, and once into crit rate, which makes sense. I do have quite a few Shimenawa flowers here, especially this one. This one already has double crit, so I could try rolling this one, see if this gets energy recharge, best case scenario. But yeah, I have a couple of these that I could try out, maybe see if they roll like energy recharge, if I'm lucky. And so yeah, maybe I can roll one that's technically better than this. I would be willing to trade off like maybe a little bit of crit rate, maybe a little bit of crit damage for some extra energy recharge. That would be okay by my standards. But yeah, I'll see if I can roll a better Shimenawa flower for my Shenhe. And her off piece, her circlet, crit rate with the crit damage. This one, luckily for me, did actually roll like 2 or 3 times into energy recharge. So yeah, this and her timepiece are the only 2 pieces that have energy recharge for her, and they go a very long way in helping her recharge her ult or build her ult within like any with any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here, like ability. Like any sort of competence. I don't want to say competence because that makes me sound like I hate Shenhe, but I really don't. The reason being, I have her at C6. The moment I noticed that her voice actress was Kawasumi Ayako, I was like, all right, this is an instant C6 character for me. So there you go, instant C6. Wasn't pretty though. I'll say that much. Certainly took a lot out of my bank to get her to C6. That's fine. Talent level is 999 or 91212 because C6 talents or C6 constellations and all that. And so yeah, Shenhe will be my next triple crown character after Kokomi, who I'll talk about a little later here after I talk about Yunjin, assuming I remember. But yeah, I am committed to the perfect Shenhe dream of having max talents and really good gear, weapon, and all that stuff. So yeah, there's my Shenhe for you. Let's go over Yunjin real quick. Yunjin here. Stats 61.6% crit rate and 145.6% crit damage. 177% energy recharge. She's got very good energy recharge because she too has an 80 cost ult, I believe. But yeah, she just happens to have way more energy recharge. Kind of wish my Shenhe had that, but that's fine. At least Yunjin does. So, weapons. She's got deathmatch. I don't know what other weapon to use on her. So for now, she's running my deathmatch. Cause actually, do I even have it at R? No, it's at R1. Maybe I'll get this one to R5 next. After I get, what was it again? Serpent Spine to R5 with all the battle passes. But yeah, I needed a crit rate weapon, and she's a spear user, so I was like, well, my choices are either primordial jade spear or deathmatch. So I decided to go with deathmatch just because it has a higher base crit rate as a main stat at level 90. Because I think primordial jade spear only has 22% crit rate. It's kind of like Skyward Harp, where even though their crit rate main stat, they don't give you a lot. Well, they do. 22% is still a lot, but not as much as like Deathmatch or Polar Star. So there you go. She's holding on to Deathmatch. I'm happy with it. There may be better DPS weapons for her out there, but I'm fine with her running a Deathmatch for the time being. And actually, they're both. This one, Deathmatch is level 90. Yunjin herself is level 90. All right, so initially for her artifacts, I started her off with 2-piece emblem and 2-piece husk, but then after further consideration, I decided to transition her to a full 4-piece husk set. So there you go. These are the pieces that she's running now. Her off-piece cup, which is a geo damage bonus, crit rate, energy recharge. I think this one was one of those artifacts where it just rolls once into each substat, and this one probably started off as a 3-line start too, because I see everything is more or less in line with everything rolling exactly once. So I do have spare geo damage cups. Maybe I can take a look and see if one of them rolls better than with this one. I mean, this is still decent because it's still got a good chunk of energy recharge, and it still has crit rate. And I know my Yunjin can always use more crit rate, but yeah, it's not bad for the time being. Timepiece, defense percent timepiece. Not the best substats, but it did roll like 3 times in energy recharge, so I can't really be too mad about that. So the HP percentage might have been better rolling into flat defense. I'm not sure. But yeah, a little bit of crit damage, lots of energy recharge. So happy with this one turned out. Obviously, it could be better, but for what it is, I will take it. Her feather, this one rolled crit rate. Unfortunately, this one didn't roll very well. I actually know the reasons for this is because I just ran out of husk feathers to roll, considering that I didn't really farm the husk and ocean hue domain that much, all things considered. So I may have to go back and, try looking for better husk pieces to give to Yunjin, because feather obviously is not the greatest. I mean, it's got a decent bit of defense percent, I guess, and some crit rate. I don't know how valuable the attack percent is. Probably not, considering Yunjin scales off of defense. So how much is he really going to put that to use? But yeah, definitely a placeholder for now. Hopefully I can find a better husk feather in the future for Yunjin. Her flower. This flower is actually really nice, all things considered. Yeah, it might have rolled flat defense, but it only rolled once into, I believe, and it rolled the rest into defense percent, energy recharge, and crit damage. So yeah, not a bad flower at all. Quite good, if I may be so honest. And then finally, her hat. This one's a crit damage hat because she has a crit rate weapon, and this one actually didn't roll as bad as I thought. As it looks like, consider. Yeah, it might have rolled once into like flat HP and flat attack, but hey, at least it got a roll into crit rate and the rest into defense percent. So could be worse, but yeah. Hopefully I can find a better one. Hopefully so. But at least that way, she gets to complete the 4-piece husk set, and so yeah, I do. If I do plan on using Yunjin, I do want to also with Shenhe, same philosophy with Shenhe, but I also want her to have a good mix of support capabilities and her being able to do damage on her own if she needs to. So yeah, there's Yunjin. Oh, forgot to show constellations. Obviously 6. She's a 4-star. Talents 699. Reason why I'm not leveling this right now is because she also, for whatever reason, she and Shenhe need the Inazuma weekly mats, which makes no fucking sense because they're both Chinese. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Kazuha technically, but at least Kazuha came out before Inazuma. We had access to Inazuma, so yeah, okay, fine. He can use the Chinese talent books or the Liyue Chinese talent books, but I don't know what they were thinking with Shenhe and Yunjin needing the Inazuma weekly mats. Man, kind of feels out of place. Yeah. It feels even worse because, obviously all the new characters for like the past month or two, they all need the Inazuma weekly mats. So seeing that tons of people need them, it just makes the problem even worse, right? Stretching out our resources even thinner. between Shenhe and Yunjin, but I guess we're gonna just deal with that. So yeah, but because of that, my Yunjin, I'm probably not going to be able to level her talents past level 6 or level 9 for quite a while, considering who I'm using them on currently. Speaking of which, we can go talk about that right now. I mentioned, I think, in a previous Wales log that I've decided to commit, or I was considering committing to the Triple Crown Kokomi Dream, and now I have committed to it. So there you go. As you can see, her ult and her normal attack are both crowned. I used the crown from the recent all the lantern rate event, all the shit that you can do during then. I think specifically you had to buy the crown with the currency you got from farming the underwater dragon boss or whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. So yeah. Grabbed the crown, gave it to my Kokomi immediately, and that's how you know this is how you know you found a Kokomi main or a Kokomi main. So yeah, just need another crown to get her skill to max talent level as well, and she'll be Gucci. Once Kokomi's talents are all max level, I'm gonna do the same for Shenhe. I will triple crown her, just like how I've triple crowned my Ganyu. Speaking of Ganyu, perfect segue into her as well. She is now C6 because she just got her rerun banner just the other week, and should still be going on at the time of this video recording. But yeah, up until now she had only been C4 because I only rolled her up to C4 last year whenever she was on raid up last. But yeah, now that she's come back, perfect opportunity to get her to C6, which I did. So yeah, my Ganyu is basically as strong as she can be, more or less. Unless it can find like better artifacts for her, I guess, with even more crit damage, which I wouldn't mind actually, considering I use Ganyu on a 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set. All right, what else do I need to talk about? I actually did not have a copy of Vortex Vanquisher before this banner, because I didn't bother rolling for it during its first banner. Now I'm thinking maybe I should have, because my weapon banner rolls after I got C6 Ganyu were trash, to say the least. The game fucking slapped me in the face because it gave me 2 spooks. I think one of them was a copy of Lost Prayer. The other one was Ammo Spell, which technically isn't a spook, but that's not the 5-star weapon that I wanted, ironically. Yeah. On my weapon pity, I got 2 copies of Vortex Vanquisher in the same multi. So it's like, hey game, why couldn't you give me this in the beginning of my weapon rolls? But, you know, such is weapon gacha. I actually don't know what I'm going to do with the second copy of Amos Bow. I don't know if I want to raise it up independently or if I just want to use it as refinement fodder for the Amos Bow that my Ganyu already uses. Like, I know Amos Bow is the best bow for, like, charge shot amber builds, but, like, realistically, am I ever going to do that? Am I ever going to take the time and put in the resources to build a charge shot or like an FPS or I should not even FPS because that's first person, like a third person shooter amber build? Like, am I really going to do that? Probably not. So yeah, still debating on whether or not I want to use this as refinement materials for the ammo bow that I already have at level 90, which is up here somewhere. Yeah, this one. So yeah, not sure what I want to do. Probably sit on this one for a bit. Think about it. Let's see here. Now that I have 2 copies of Lost Prayer, because until recently I only had 1 copy of Lost Prayer, and that's the one that my Lisa uses. But now that I have 2 extra, yeah, I have to think about what I want to do with those too. So maybe I'll give one to like Klee, because originally my Klee had used my first copy of Lost Prayer. But ever since the game gave us Dodoko Tales, R5 Dodoko Tales from the summer event, I believe it was, I've just given that one to Klee, just for the aesthetic meme, just for the matching looks, the synchronized looks. But I may consider giving her her own copy of Lost Prairie again. We'll see. So yeah, that will conclude, I believe. I don't know what else to talk about here, or what else I would need to talk about, or I want to talk about here. That will conclude the regular portion of the Whales log here. So I'll talk about future content, which I don't think I've done before in a Genshin Whales log anyway. I don't pay attention to Genshin leaks very hard or very, very, very closely. So you guys in the comments will have to tell me like what to expect from leaks, or like what people have been reporting rather, because I'm sure you guys pay attention to that kind of stuff way more than I do. So you guys will be able to have a more informed opinion about it. So obviously they've already announced the Ayamiko as of today, because the Genshin stream was actually earlier today. So Miko coming out, no surprise. I assume she's the first one up. So after where are we on 2.4? 2.4 part 2 is done in like what, a week and a half. I assume they're gonna put out Miko first, so we'll roll for her then. Not just that, but she also the weapon banner she's coming with is introducing, I think, 2 new weapons, one 4-star, one 5-star. The 5-star is a catalyst, naturally, because Miko's a catalyst user. Yeah, it's apparently like a crit damage main stat catalyst, kind of like Thundering Pulse, where that's a bow, but it also was a crit damage focused weapon. And in fact, I'm pretty sure they both scale the same. They both, at level 90, they both give a 66% crit damage or something like that. So yeah, definitely a stat stick catalyst for anyone who's a catalyst user main, or like a caster main like me. But even still, I think I'll still be sticking with Skyward Atlas with my own Mona builds. But yeah, I'll probably pick up 2 copies actually. One for Miko herself, obviously, but also one for Lisa, because I'm pretty sure we don't have that many catalyst users in the game to begin with, and among them, I'm pretty sure only Lisa and Miko herself can actually put the new 5-star catalyst's passive to good use, right? Use it properly. I believe the 5-star catalyst's name is like what, Kagoda's Verity or some shit like that. I'll just call it Kagoda for short. And so yeah, I believe Lisa, just because of how its passive works, I believe Lisa and Miko herself are the only 2 characters in the game who can actually put Kagoda's passive skill to its fullest use. So I'll pick up a copy for Lisa, for her to have. And maybe I'll give her Lost Prayer to like clear something, I don't know. So yeah, that is what I wanted to talk about. So yeah, I think that's about it. I did say this Whales log was going to be a little bit shorter. Usually they're like an hour long or some shit like that. But this one's less than 25 minutes long. So I think I'll end it there. So thanks for watching, boys. Let me know what the leaks are saying about Genshin in like 2.5, 2.6, something like that. And yeah, let me know about it. And hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next month. Peace.